Hey everybody, sorry about that. Turns out my streaming is not exactly liking me right now, but I promise this should go a little better. So let's do something here to get the audio of the game. Let's go under what was iPhone. Oops. Okay, give me 1 second. Yes, it is Kingdom Hearts. I am that much of a fan. Okay, and now my phone's not liking me too much. Ugh. Yeah, it's just one pain after another. There we go. Alright, here we go. Yeah, so it's gonna be without audio for a little bit. But anyway, um, yeah, so I'm gonna be like gonna gonna go old school again with the. So many things are going wrong. But then again, Mercury retrograde. Am I right? So I'm gonna do one more blitz actually, and then I'm gonna call it a day because seems like OBS and my computer in particular is just not liking my streaming right now. So 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties. I mean, it's not usually how it goes down, I promise. Sorry about that. Difficulties, I mean, it's not usually how it goes down. Alright, here we go. So I tend to use Advancing Guard, and then I use Stun Train, because her abilities are really great to utilize here. And then GLHF means good luck, have fun. And then what I tend to do first is I go after the dungeon creatures. I max out that. And then I fight them off to get more experience from my abilities. Sometimes, depending on the type of match you're playing, it can be pretty risky to start off as defeating sentries. So I'm doing what the players Vainglory call jungling, which is basically I go through jungle and try to take control of it via attacks. Yeah, this is why Catherine is so good, is because she can do hostile takeovers all alone like this. And she barely needs any upgrade to do it. See, like, we're already right now in the lead. All because I'm jungling. And it looks like our opponent is slightly lower level, or just not concerned about the jungle right now, because they haven't attacked me once. Most players would have already. There we go. So we got 3 down. Gonna heal up. Increase my cooldown. Got 2 flares. So we just need to kill off 2 enemies and then we're done. So it's either first to 15 or person who has the most points by the end of the time period. Ah, got killed. But they're still 10 points behind, so they got a serious catching up to do. And yeah, one of the ways it gets to do that is through the turret, which they got. But not a big deal because we're already ahead, so we can catch up. Come on. Or maybe they're just jerking my chain and just letting me have the sentry. You know what? Gonna finish this off right here, right now. Oh, snap! That's precisely what he was waiting for me to do. You know what? I'm gonna flare it. Yep, he's still there. Yes! GG. Because I got killed, but hey, I don't care. We did it. We did it. Of course, I did not do a single main area kill, but ultimately it's all about personal utilization. Sometimes I could go a game where I don't have a single kill in game, but I am the most efficient when it comes to minions or something else. So it's not a big deal if you go a game without like a main kill. So don't be upset about it. So the dashes with the 2 swords crossing each other, that stands for enemy kills, deaths, and assists, and then the one with like the devil's horn, like a devil's horn emoji. The one with the devil's horn emoji, that stands for whatchamacallit, the number of minions you killed off. It could range anywhere between like the 10s to the 100s. I've gone games where I may have not have killed a single enemy, but I may have killed hundreds of minions or dungeon creatures. So that's pretty common. So that's a bit of Vainglory. You also got various characters. There's right now 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 34 characters in the roster. Reza is a recent addition. Reza's a new character. He got added recently. And these coins here are abilities. They are gifts. You can you can upgrade these and they'll give you special benefits in battle, especially during Blitz. So now it's not as intense of a cooldown period to use that gift, or well, that ability. And then Advancing Guard, I also got upgraded, which is great. Probably should have done that before I started the match, but hey. But yeah, it's little improvements like those that really help. And then Sky, I've had for a while. I can upgrade that now. Excellent. So, yeah, as you can see, I barely have any supports. And then these guys are free to play. And then, so, here's some tips that I found that, like, when starting out this game. I highly recommend you kind of learn from what I did and just, whatever you do, don't concentrate everything on just one thing. I personally like ranged characters, but especially when you're early on in the game, you might not want to stick to only purchasing ranged characters. Diversify a little bit. Diversify your range a little bit. You're going to start with Taka and Scarf. That's your guaranteed duo you're going to start with early on in the game. It's free. And then the rest of them you're going to have to purchase or get chests for them. Majority of the time you're gonna purchase them. Yeah, Scarf, Taka, and Ringo are your first 3 heroes you get. Sky I got via chest during the free-to-play period. Same thing with Catherine, I got her free. Celeste and Adagio, I bought those. And then Arden I got from a recent chest yesterday. So I recommend, but as you can see, a lot of the characters that I have in my personal arsenal are ranged. So I highly recommend you diversify your purchases when you can. To be able to do ranked matches, you have to be level 10, and you have to have at least 8 heroes in your arsenal in order to be able to participate in ranked matches. Otherwise, you are stuck with casual. But I actually do recommend that you stick with casual for, even if you hit level 10, I recommend you stick with casual with maybe another 5 or 10 games, because you're gonna need to make sure you master your characters well enough before you get to ranked, because ranked is a completely different ball game. They use more aggressive tactics there because it's a typical MOBA match. It's 25 to 30 minutes long, depending on the kind of game you're playing. And it's pretty much like a chess game. They're going to prepare for counterattacks every second that they have, and every second counts in this game. So I recommend you definitely take some time and master it in casual before you get into the real thing. Another thing you should do, regardless of what hero you have, is watch the spotlights. Spotlights are very, very helpful when it comes to figuring out what your character's strengths and weaknesses are, and recommendations as to how to master your various characters. It can give a really good strategy plan too. Like I've watched Catherine, Celeste, and Adagio, and Sky's videos, and that has been extremely helpful in figuring out the next strategy as to what to do in terms of making a better play in terms of this game. Because you have to, like I said earlier, every second counts, and especially every ability you choose can make or break your game. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing special builds like this. Another thing to keep a look at is talents, because they will tell you, because they will give you special enhancements for your various skills that you have. If you have talents, then you can upgrade them, and then you could do more special things with these. And then there's also esports competitions. They actually are looking for people to comment. So if you want to do some commentary, you've got a job right there. And it is mainly a Europe and North America thing, and then Koreans obviously have a league of their own because the way they play, it's very different. So, I recommend you watch a few of their live streams. There's one competition coming up in LA later on, September 8th through the 10th at the Globe Theater, and it's going to be pretty big. It's going to be European and North America competitions, and here's all the teams that are participating in that, of course. And then, of course, there's community stuff, like a patch recently got installed and other stuff, other tips on abilities and things. Just take advantage of everything. And of course, highly recommend, absolute requirement, in fact, especially if you want to get various chests, is go through the Academy videos. The Academy videos are extremely helpful. Look at those. Look at those. They are helpful. Tactics, items, especially Pro. Pro got a few really good tips right here. And I mean, it only takes like a minute to watch these videos. They're very fast and they're straightforward, and you notice little things very easily. Just watch the videos, and of course, you can get in touch with people. You can make friends on here. You can ask a friend to join you. I've got a guild. You can make one yourself or join in a guild. I personally joined one. I know some people will make more than one account, so that way they can have one account which is like their main guild account, and then they have something else called a Smurf guild where they make their own guilds and then they play on that. And sometimes the other one where they're running their own guild can actually go a lot faster compared to the one that they started with, because they've learned more, they know more, and they can therefore like do better when it comes to stuff. So, oops, that's not what I meant to do. So there's also like various things. Guilds, they can have a max of 25 members unless you upgrade it with a special purchase, or if your members are high enough, then it makes it up to 30 members. So there's that. And then you can, with your playthrough, you can help upgrade your guild standing, and then you could also create a team or be invited to one. So teams I have not learned about yet. I'm still learning about these various things about this game. So teams I don't know as much about. And then there's ranking, which I just learned. Ranking, it varies. Ranking, essentially, when you play ranked matches, you can activate your skill tier, which is what I just did. You start off in bronze, typically. I'm right now in gold, rock solid, which is skill tier level 3. And then skill tier level 4 is a bronze. Again, it's basically bronze, silver, gold. It's continuous, and then you acquire points, and that will up your skill tier. So I'm a level 10 player in terms of acquisition, but I'm a level 3 when it comes to skill tier. And some of my guild members are up to level 6. Some of them even maybe a bit higher. This game has been around for a year and a half at this point. So still relatively young. But still, there are people who have been like the forefathers and mothers, and then there's the newcomers that very much won. But it doesn't take too long to rank yourself, so don't be impatient. Just focus on learning the game first. When you get to those levels, and then when you get to like 10 or 11, then you can focus more on rank later, because rank is going to vary no matter what you do. So, because when you're battling higher ranked opponents, it's kind of like Smash 4's algorithm, or like Mario Kart 8's algorithm of stuff when it comes to making the game easier or harder, especially for keeping newcomers into the series. Essentially, if you fight a higher level player, if you lose, it's not it's not a big hit, and if you win, it's a huge boost. If you lose to a lower whereas if you fight against a lower ranked player and you win, your boost is not as big, and if you lose, your points drop significantly. But of course, the biggest enemy to your time in Vainglory is time away from the game. Because the longer you stay away from the game, the more your tier drops. So try to come at least once a day for at least a brawl or two, or try to do at least one regular game a day, and you should be fine in terms of making sure you don't decline too much. So do at least one standard game a day to keep your rank up, if you're that concerned about it. But really, you shouldn't be concerned about it, because people vary in grades all the time, so don't stress out about it too much. I recommend mastering Blitz and Battle Royale. Blitz and Battle Royale, where you're going to get the level ups the fastest. And then, if you happen to make a guild right away, I highly recommend you use Party Mode, because if you use Party Mode, the more you use it and the more guild members that you have personally on your team, the more points you require, and therefore the faster you and your guild level up. So that's what I highly recommend you do, is do that. So yeah, that's pretty much my introductory lesson to MOBA culture. I'm still learning this, but I hope this has been at least a bit helpful, and if you've been interested in Vainglory, you should do that. So, in case you guys are really interested in learning more about what I do outside of this channel, I have a Discord and a PlayStation account under this name as well. I will post a link in Twitter, but the link for this channel, for my Discord, is in the description of my YouTube channel. So if you just can't wait, just go on to my YouTube channel, just DJ MK Off the Air. Look that up, and then you can go under the description, and then you can check out my Discord right there. My Twitter and Spotify are under the tag DJMK for life, though Spotify, the 4 is spelled as FOR. Then I have a blogspot, mahokunoichi.blogspot.com, and I seriously need to update that, because it's been a few weeks since I've written there, because quite a number of things have been happening lately, and I really need to talk about it. And originally I was going to drop Mixler in terms of my audio live streams, but I decided to bring them back this time. So basically, my Friday schedule is not going to happen for a while. It's not going to be back up until I essentially am able to get some even stream of revenue. So until that happens, the Friday shows are gonna be put on pause for a little while. But my Saturday streams at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at this point will still be happening. So yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed this stream. I know it's been a little messy, but I hope this at least gets you to Vainglory and what it's all about. And I've also started a channel on my Discord feed for Vainglory players. So if anybody's interested in jumping into that, don't hesitate to come to my voice channel. It's actually the one time I've actually utilized it the most in my time on Discord, because we need to chat very heavily. And the sound is very clear. I can easily attest to that. In fact, I think I could, if Discord were not limited to gaming, I would probably replace Skype with Discord. It's that good. But anyway, I'm gonna get going, because I need to do some guild blitzes, and I think it's better if I do it on my tablet. But anyway, if it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful day. And if it's nighttime where you are, see you, Space Cowboys. This is DJ MK, signing off with this episode of my live streams, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody. And rest assured, Jotun will be coming back soon. I've just been distracted, is all. So, bye, everybody.